Hello, everyone. All hope you had a very wonderful day and a very great morning indeed, guys. As you can see, guys, today the gardening people are here as well, so there might be a lot of noise within the background as well. And as you can see, guys, today the sky is very quietly clear and very quietly beautiful as well. And also, universe is quietly in the house with me as well, so you might exactly see me putting my hand on the other side. So that means that universe is quietly close by with me as well. Regardless of that, guys, I'm very superly grateful for your support in viewing and watching my episodes from TikTok, from shorts, and from long videos, and from those of you who are also subscribing as well. Superly grateful from all of you guys. Truly grateful from all of you guys, and may God bless you and keep you well and keep you safe, and may you stay happy and very well protected as well. Regardless of the list, guys, very superly grateful for your support and always will truly be. And may you have a blessed week and a great week, and stay safe and stay happy. On today's on today's episode, we're to speak about Cassandra Light, who is a light sister and a member of the universal heroes who are willing to restore sacred peace and sacred balance and sacred harmony, one who are willing to restore sacred peace and sacred balance and harmony to the sacred world and to the sacred universe and to the known universe and to humanity as well. Cassandra Light quietly believes in the universal hero's mission and goals, which is why she actually left and defected and betrayed her own sisters, meaning her own people, which are rumored to be known by the ancient witches known as the Dark Sisters, who I previously taught you about in the previous episode as well, who are very extremely powerful and very ancient. And Cassandra was a former Dark Sister. She's now a Light Sister, working in hand with the Universal Heroes because she believes in their goal and in their sole purpose in restoring peace and balance and harmony to the known universe and throughout the rest of the sacred universe, and especially to the sacred world and towards humanity as well. So let's begin. In Cassandra's early life, she was quietly born and raised by the most powerful dark, which is known as the Dark Sisters. She never learned the mysterious truth about her mother, who was also a very powerful dark witch, but she was rumored to become a very powerful light witch who mysteriously fell in love with the powerful light hunter during the ancient times of the sacred war as well, which how Cassandra Light was quietly born. Throughout the following centuries and years, Cassandra Light was able to focus her powers of dark magic and dark arts and dark abilities, being taught by the Dark Sisters on how to utilize her dark magic and how to utilize her dark magic abilities and her powers in a very unique and strong, pacifical, effective way for her to channel her powers in a more directive, effective way to attack any opponents or any obstacle that might actually dare oppose them. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light actually felt rather not feeling in the sensible direction of going into the wrong way of the darkness, as she felt a very fragile normal heart of caring for the supernatural races and all for the other alien races and for the superhuman races who and the Four Nation Hunter races who are also about to be gratefully extinct by the original Lord of Magic. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light began doing her own research of her own in order to find out why is her magic so purely out of light magic, and also it's combined and merged up with dark magic in its true primordial state. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light was able to uncover more secrets and more ideas about her past and her true past of her lineage, discovering that her mother was a powerful light witch and a very formidable light sister, which is why her magic became so light and so very powerful and very unique in its own greatest way. She was able to discover the ancient history about the Light Sisters, who are also a legendary mythical race of powerful light witches, who are also the distant relatives of the Dark Sisters, who can easily evolve and adapt to becoming light witches, or rather to go back to becoming the dark witches known as the Dark Sisters. Despite of that, Cassandra began to believe that she's also a light sister, rather a light witch within those centuries and within those centuries and times, as she was able to uncover that her light magic powers and her dark magic powers are becoming more lighter, and they're becoming into a purifying state where her magic is becoming more powerful and very, very in a very good way. That she can channel her powers in a positive way rather than not in a negative way, which reacts to the dark arts of dark magic and dark power and dark magic powers as well in the actual effective way than an effective way. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light exactly wanted to find out how many more dark sisters of her relatives and also of her other sisters are also feeling the same feeling of becoming the good witches rather than to become the evil, powerful, primordial, ancient dark witches. But it turns out she discovered that she was the only one who was also feeling the need to defect from the rest of her sisters, and from the rest of her people, regardless on how that might actually look like to them. She might quietly actually betray them. But Cassandra Light discovered that the betrayal it was quietly worth taking in order for her to find out her true destiny and her true calling and her true purpose as well within her powers, becoming so purely, fully impuritized by purity, magic of light, and pure magic of light and of light magic that is so powerful and so very, very effectively powerful and very effectively powerful and greatly more greater than its in unique greatest form than ever before developed. Regardless of that, before Cassandra defected from the Dark Sisters, the other Dark Sisters find out about what Cassandra was actually up to and what she was exactly really planning, and they decided to actually make an example of her for those who are willing to defect from their cause and from their coven and from their own coven and from their own most powerful ancient coven. But regardless of that, Cassandra Light was forced to fight against her own sisters of witches, which she also had to take drastic measures in order to protecting herself. The Dark Sisters combined their dark magical powers against Cassandra Light within their headquarters, within their ancient headquarters, which is a powerful, dark, mysterious world of a planet where Cassandra Light redirected the dark energy against the Dark Sisters against them, and they all completely exactly fell to the ground, where Cassandra Light mysteriously teleported herself away. Regardless of that, the other Dark Sisters were not exactly very completely pleased or very completely happy with Cassandra's defection, as it marked a sign of betrayal, of a very treacherous betrayal, that this thing exists. This betrayal did not exactly this betrayal was not the first of all betrayals that actually happened within the coven's greatest ancient darkest history, within the dark witches ancient history, that there are some other powerful formidable dark sister witches who also felt the need to defect and becoming powerful light witches, or rather to becoming more powerful darker witches of their own free will accord, in order for them to fulfill their own needs and their own goals for their own. Regardless of that, the Dark Sisters exactly decided to take measures and steps in order to making sure that Cassandra Light is found, and she's whether found dead or alive, because she will pose a greater major threat and a very greater dangerous threat to the rest of their sisters and to the rest of the other new generation of powerful primordial dark sisters who are about to actually to be born into the ancient dark sister ways, into the ancient dark sister ways, and of the most powerful dark ways of the dark sisters of all time. Despite that, Cassandra Light journeyed across the entire sacred magical worlds in trying to learn about her powers and her abilities, and a greater understanding of her abilities, and a greater understanding of her abilities and her powers and her origins and all of that, where the Light Hunters exactly gave her everything else about the Light Hunters who fell in love with the other powerful, formidable dark sister, who became one of the most powerful light sister in sacred history, who also bore a powerful child, but the child was quietly unnamed and unknown. But they both of the ancient parents gave the child unique light, powerful magical abilities of pure light energy and a pure light energy and a pure light energy and a pure light energy and magic and abilities and powers as well, to making sure that the dark energy of dark magic and of the shadow energy's powers don't corrupt the child who was about to be born, a powerful beacon of light towards the Dark Sisters, who are rumored to be known as the Dark Witches as well. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light continued traveling across the ends of the sacred universe, helping other magical creatures and beings fighting against the other sinister threats and forces of evil, known as the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful, where she mysteriously actually helped them. After that, she mysteriously teleported away teleported away as well. Over the following years, since the great return of the new universal man has mysteriously returned into the sacred universe, and of the universal heroes being named as great superheroes across the sacred universe and across the sacred world, and the prophesied child being able to literally come back from the sacred universe in order to fight the original Lord of Magic. Cassandra was very quietly happy that the child of prophecy was quietly rumored to have actually been dead, or rather to be destroyed, has gratefully, exactly, mysteriously returned, known as Grayson Fairest, who is the son of the previous universal man and of the previous universal woman as well, and who is the new universal man as well. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light decided to keep her distance away from the sacred war between good and evil in order for her to find the perfect time to encounter these powerful, formidable superheroes, for her to actually make her entrance toward them. But despite that, she secretly continued to helping them by fighting up against the most formidable dark forces of evil across the rest of sacred existence, and by also making a light, positive impact towards the other dark witches and towards the other dark mysterious warlocks and druids and evil faithful, who are also the most powerful dark magic users, who are willing to further their own goals and their own plans in the process as well, regardless of that. On the 25th of January, on the day of the death of the original Lord of Magic, Cassandra Light was quietly within the light crystal temple, where she mysteriously heard the demise of the original Lord of Magic, and she decided, in order to wait for the perfect time, to speak to the universal heroes one-on-one as well. On the 25th of February, Cassandra Light exactly entered the dark ruins of a besieged magical planet, and of its great temples and villages being destroyed and ravaged by dark magic that is greatly at its highest power, and ability, enough for Cassandra Light to actually sense the dark energy of the dark magic powers and ability that were highly radioactively, that are highly quietly residing within the entire ancient temples and villages of the entire planet, that are quietly still actually remaining to reside within the entire planet itself. Despite that, Cassandra Light began to believe that this entire attack was quietly an ambush, and that the forces of the intergalactic coalition of the four ancient hunters were mysteriously hunted, and that the only way for her to find answers in all of that was for her to secretly meditate and to focus her powers and abilities to know exactly what happened. Cassandra Light remained in that planet and in that home planet for the half of the entire year of February, and also for the entire month of March as well, until on the 16th of April she departed from that planet, and she completely left across and traveled across the other magical worlds and civilization, where she learned of a powerful group of mysterious fairies who are willing to become corrupted and to become darker and evil fairies in order for themselves to become more powerful than ever before as well. On the actual 15th of April, Cassandra Light exactly followed those mysterious evil fairies into the sacred enchanted forest, where the mysterious evil fairies actually literally discovered an ancient golden door that was quietly hiding a forbidden dark source of great dark magical powers and shadow energy at its greatest, not at its purest form, rather in its darkest form and its worst form, a so powerful form of unutilized and untapped and unpurified shadow energy, and its darkest form fully successfully merged and combined with dark magic's powers and abilities as well. In that rate, the great four evil sadistic fairies opened the golden door and literally entered the room that was quietly covered by magical leaves and foresters within it. Within those forests of the ancient magical room, the dark magic power and the shadow energy power were at its greatest, highest potential power, and Cassandra Light teleported within that room and exactly encountered the four evil mysterious fairies and told them to back away from the dark power and the dark energy that they're about to infuse themselves in as well. The four evil fairies warned Cassandra that they will not back away, that they'll rather successfully merge themselves with the power in order to become more powerful and more dangerous than ever before. Cassandra Light warned them for the last time to back away, otherwise she will mysteriously fight them. The four evil fairies released their negative magic, released their true negative magic of dark arts and dark powers against Cassandra Light, and Cassandra Light realizes that she was quietly evenly matched against these evil four fairies as they literally remained victorious against Cassandra Light, despite them having the fair advantage against her, and they warned Cassandra Light to back away, as they told her once before. Regardless of that, the four evil fairies exactly created a spell in order to trap Cassandra Light in a purple dark magical barrier of a bubble in order for her to witness they rise into power as the four of them completely merged and infused himself with the ancient, dark, mysterious source of energy and of magic and of magic as well, becoming extremely immortal and very powerful, which gave them the power and the ability of transformation and the power to shapeshift at will, which they were literally able to do in a process due to them infusing themselves with shadow energy and of dark magical powers and of dark magical powers and of the dark magic energy spell, which also gave them the power to shapeshift and the power to redirect energy and the power of great dark teleportation and of super speed and of telepathic abilities also being granted to them at will. Regardless of that, the four dark mysterious fairies became very evil and became very corrupted by the dark power and by the dark shadow energy, as they told Cassandra Light that their first mission and their first operation is for them to actually find more of the ancient energy and of the dark spell magic for them to become extremely immortal and very powerful, and for them to literally dominate their presence, towards the sacred magic universe so that they can conquer it and rule it with an iron fist. After that, the four of them banded together with their hands as a group, literally teleported themselves away as if they were never there, and the source of dark energy and power vanished along, and the entire room was quietly empty as if nothing never happened. Cassandra Light teleported herself and literally retreated. On the 20th of May, Cassandra Light exactly went back to her light crystal temple in order to exactly recover from a battle against the mysterious evil fairies, realizing that they'll pose a greater major force of evil towards the sacred magic universe. But she realizes that the universal heroes in the entire intergalactic coalition of the Four Nation Hunters is quietly heavily occupied with the new Lord of Magic and with the other Shadow Empire warlords and the other sinister threats of the forces of evil that are across the sacred universe and from the known universe that are quietly keeping them all occupied and initially busy from what's really actually happening. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light doesn't exactly lose hope, as she decided it's best that she makes this up for the universal heroes in order to keep this threat at bay and to highly keeping it at bay and to highly subduing it into order to literally purposely subdue it and to keep it neutralized long enough for the universal heroes in order for them to actually fight against the biggest and most terrifying threat as well in the process. On the 25th of June, the Cassandra Light exactly traveled into the sacred magical wizard college into the sacred wizard college to learn more about the mysterious ancient deity king of darkness, who was going to be a legendary dark mythical figure of a powerful force of evil to be reckoned with. The great wizards exactly showed her the pictures and also the great pictures and the great ancient paintings of the king of darkness, and also the great books of darkness and the great books of light about the king of darkness, his power and his origins, and where he got the great dark power and ability of controlling and manipulating darkness and shadows, and the great powers of manipulating darkness and shadows, and all the perspectivity of the elemental powers of magic and all its gifted dark arts and its abilities at will. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light became to believe that the King of Darkness is still actively alive and that he is a powerful ancient force of evil that cannot exactly be stopped, or rather to be unheavenly to be fought. And the only being that can actually fight up against him is a powerful white witch, or rather the origin race that is more powerful and more ancient very, very, very in its primordial time that can actually defeat the King of Darkness. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light told the great, kind, loyal, magical users known as a wizard that she's very grateful for the knowledge and everything else that they mysteriously actually provided for her, and that she'll take these knowledges and all these books and everything else in order for her to know exactly what the universal heroes are dealing with. On the 29th of August, Cassandra Light exactly entered the Universal Tower, which is the central headquarters of the Universal Heroes, where she was able to exactly reveal herself to the Universal Heroes. And Universal Man was very quietly skeptical. So was Firebird, and so was Warboy, and so was Rex, and so was Mind Girl, and so is Magic, and so is Universal Magical, and the other allies of the Universal Heroes, known as the Universal Founders. They were all very skeptical to see a powerful dark witch, as Cassandra Light exactly told them that she defected from her people and that she's willing to use her powers for the greater good, and that she's willing to provide the Universal Heroes with necessary knowledge and greater expertise of her own talents and her own abilities as well in the process. Grayson saw the good in Cassandra Light, despite everyone else trying to actually warn him about her. But rather than that, he decided in order to believe in her, because he saw that she also needed to believe in herself as well. And they decided to actually take her in her word in order for her to actually prove that she was successfully one of them as well. On the 29th of September, Cassandra Light exactly provided the Universal Heroes with all the ancient texts and knowledges and everything else she was able to gather during her time with the Dark Sisters, and she was able to know about the Dark Sisters' future plans and goals, which she was able to share with her new colleagues and new teammates. And regardless of that, she told them everything about her past and her connections to the Dark Sisters and who she really was, despite her not knowing her true origin and her true birth lineage as well. Despite that, Universal Man and the other members of the Universal Heroes told her that they will help her figure out who she really is and where she truly comes from. Rather than that, she'll remain a member of the Universal Heroes, and that she'll actually help them with their goals and their respective mission, as Universal Magical also believe that will be very, very useful as well. On the 21st of October, Universal Magical and Cassandra Light were still looking at the ancient books and texts of light magic and of blue magic in order for them to enhance and increase their powers and their abilities in a greater way. Where Universal Magical came to believe that Cassandra Light was actually a great friend, and she looked like a sister model to her, as well as Universal Magical came to believe in Cassandra, as Cassandra Light became to believe in Universal Magical as well, seeing her as her sister as well in her own different perspectivity, in her own different perspective as well. Despite them coming from the same magical universe, from the same sacred magical universe as well, they were able to find common ground, and they were able to understand each other more perfectly than ever before. On the 20th of November, Cassandra Light accompanied the Universal Magic Heroes to the ancient magical Dark Crystal Temple with Universal Magical, where Universal Magical completely told her how her and her teammates were able to seal away a very important power source of power that could literally change the entire sacred magic universe's cosmic balance of power at will, which was the dark energy, dark spell of magic, which was more a powerful source of ancient energy of power that was quietly corrupted by dark magic and shadow energy. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light was very quietly skeptical about this power source, as she became to believe that the Dark Sisters were searching for that as well, and she decided to relay her knowledge and her intellect and information to the Universal Magic Heroes and to Universal Magical. Regardless of that, they all exactly meditated within the Dark Crystal Temple in order to see exactly where the dark energy spell power was kept, and they were able to exactly receive some powerful premonitions known as powerful perversions and visions, where the dark energy spell was kept in a pocket in another sealed pocket, in a dark magical dimension, dark magical pocket dimension, where there was nothing else but a yellow reflection of light of a sun light reflecting on the skies of an asteroid, reflecting on the skies of full asteroids that were quietly exactly moving around, and the dark energy spell of magic had transformed itself into a ball of an orb, into a ball of an ancient orb energy, of light energy that quietly reflects, that quietly looks like the sun, but that quietly reflects like the sun itself. Regardless of that, they were able to exactly see that the dark energy spell ultimate power is still safe in its exact same place where it's supposed to be, and it still will always remain there. And Cassandra Light believed in that as well. But she quietly warned Universal Magical and the Universal Magic heroes that they are dangerous, sinister forces highly actively at play in the sacred magic universe that are willing to seize power and control over the sacred world and over the sacred magic universe and over the sacred magic universe and over the rest of sacred worlds, kingdoms, and its civilization. Regardless of that, Universal Magical told Cassandra Light that they are also dangerous, shadowy, ancient, powerful, ancient secret societies and organization and elite criminals who are very dangerous and who are very ancient, who are also willing to do the exact same thing. And they've been fighting against them and frequently clashing against them over the following months, years, even months and years. They've been clashing against these ancient, shadowy, criminal organizations that are more powerful, dangerous, heavily connected, possesses greater influence and greater ultimate resources of their own, and that these ancient groups of supervillains are very determined and are very, very, very determined and are very, very ambitious with their goals and with their plans as well, which make them extremely dangerous and very, 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 very powerful, as Universal Magical was able to tell Cassandra Light that as well. On the 25th of December, the Universal Magic Heroes, the Universal Heroes and the Universal Magic Heroes and the Universal Founders and the Universal Defending Heroes and the Universal Space Heroes and Cassandra Light celebrated Christmas all together, as Cassandra Light was able to enjoy Christmas for the first time with her true family of superheroes, as she realized that this is exactly where she belongs as well. On the 25th of January, Cassandra Light was able to meet up with the Four Nation Hunter elders of the Four Nation Hunter elders of the Council of the great representative of the Intergalactic Coalition, and she was able to explain to them her intentions and her true plans and purposes, and she was willing to use her abilities for the greater good and for the greater good of the sacred world and for the rest of humanity as well. The Four Nation Hunter elders believed in Cassandra Light, as did some of them. The others quietly seemed very skeptical of Cassandra Light's true intentions, but they tried to actually believe in her as well. On the 15th of February, Cassandra Light exactly journeyed into the sacred magical world, where she encountered a group of evil warlocks who were trying to harness the power of crystal magic, of energy crystal magic at will, where she initially used her light magic abilities in order to fight them off, but she realized that she was quietly evenly matched, as the dark warlocks exactly wonder that she doesn't stand a chance against Witchcaster and against Amber and against the Dark Sisters, as they completely teleported away, literally. On the 20th of March, Cassandra Light was quietly still searching more about the King of Darkness in the Universal Heroes basis of operation, where she continued to learn more that the ancient King of Darkness is heavily still alive as well. On the 25th of April, Cassandra Light exactly met up with another Dark Sister known as Over Sister, who told her that she's willing to defect from her people, from their own people, and she's willing to join forces with Cassandra Light, who gratefully inspired her to do the exact same thing. Cassandra Light exactly believed in her, as she told her that she's going to have to prove herself in order to actually see that actually happening as well, as the both of them were able to come in terms with that. On the 29th of May, Cassandra Light exactly told the Universal Heroes about the other Dark Sisters willing to defect from the Dark Sisters and from the others and willing to join forces with them. Regardless of that, Grayson and the other members of the Universal Heroes quietly told her that she must be very careful and that she must open her eyes and that she must never exactly let her guard down, as Cassandra Light began to reassure them of that as well. Despite this, guys, Cassandra Light is extremely very optimistic, very loving, very compassionate, very, very caring, and very powerful light sister of a witch, and very loyal towards the Universal Heroes and towards their goal, as she quietly views them as brothers and sisters of her own and as her own family as well. She very, very much quietly believes in their goal in restoring sacred balance and peace and harmony to the sacred world and to the sacred universe and to humanity and to planet Earth and to the known universe and to the sacred magic universe as well. And she's willing to utilize her resources in order to help them, to make sure that their goals and their long-term mission successfully bears fruit as well. During her time with the Universal Heroes, she learns that she's able to gain powerful, dangerous enemies such as the Order of the Five, which is an ancient secret society of supervillains that's also been able to operate in the shadows of the sacred universe, for many centuries. And the founders and the Order of the Six, the Galactic, the Sacred Circle, Sacred Five, the Court of Nature, the Order of the Four, Sinister Magic, Unholy Alliance, and Sacred Circle as well. That these ancient groups of supervillains are very dangerous and are very powerful and are very determined and very heavily ambitious with their goals and with their mission. And that she was able to learn that she's battling powerful, powerful lords, such as Lord Shadowjack, Dark Master, Winter King, the Red King, who is the founder and leader of the Red Empire as well, and also fighting these powerful, formidable, immortal lords who have lived in the sacred universe for thousands of centuries and for many, many years as well. Due to this, Cassandra was able also to discover that she's also fighting up against the new Lord of Magic, known as Lord Jet, and his ancient group of super villains known as the Order of Power, that shares the same beliefs and goals as the previous original Lord of Magic, to exterminate and annihilate the supernaturals, aliens, superhumans, Phoenician hunters, universal heroes in the process, so that they can dominate their people and their kind in the entire sacred world and in the rest of the sacred universe. Regardless of that, Cassandra Light betrayed her own sisters and her own people to find out exactly who she really is, and she discovered the truth that her mother was also a powerful light witch and a very powerful light sister who fell in love with a powerful light hunter who both of them gave birth to her many centuries ago during the Middle Ages, where the original Lord of Magic was quite in power, and the other rest of the Dark Sisters completely exactly felt betrayed by Cassandra's mother, who became a very formidable, powerful light witch and gave birth to Cassandra at the time. In doing so, Cassandra Light was able to receive extra help and greater expertise by the Dark Sisters on how to utilize dark magic's powers and its properties in a very, very, very right way, not in a very much of a dark or mysterious way, also in a darker way, but in a very, very right way. In doing so, she was able to gain powerful, greater, unique abilities such as teleportation, the power of mind control, the power of utilizing light magic, the power of convergence, the power of opening portals, and the power of summoning great light magic orbs, and the power of great mental detection, and the power of great magical sensory, which you can also sense very powerful creatures and beings as well in the far distance, and the power of great seeing things in a very far closer rate, and also in the power of literally converging energy into light magic, as well, and also with the great power of mind control, and the great power of telekinesis, and the great power of flight, and the great power of using her intellect, which she bears a greater sharp sense, strong intellect, and a greater sharp sense, strong of intelligence as well, which makes her very powerful and very dangerous as well. Cassandra Light has a great compassionate heart, and a very great compassionate, loving heart as well. And she's also granted the power of transformation and the great power of shape-shifting as well, which she's also been given as well, and the great power of utilizing dark magic's powers and its abilities in a very right, strong way. Despite that, she's very, very smart and very, very intelligent and very, very interceptive and very compassionate and very loving as well. She's very good in maintaining her usual basis of operations, such as her central headquarters known as her ancient light crystal temple, where she uses it as a way for her to operate from in full secrecy. And despite that, she uses the Universal Heroes' basis operation for her to actually focus her researches and everything else. Despite that, she believes that the King of Darkness is heavily actively alive and it very much poses a global threat to the sacred world and to the sacred magic universe, and she's willing to stop him and willing to fight him as well. Despite that, Cassandra Light is also able to gain powerful, dangerous, formidable enemies and arch nemesis such as the Order of the Five, the Dark Sisters, the Time Witches, the nature sisters, the space sisters, and also the members of the Order of Power, and the members of the Order of Death, and the members of Sinister Magic, and the Dark Wizards, and the Dark Warlocks, and the Dark Druids, and the Dark Witches, and Ember, the Goddess of Power, known as the Witch of Power, and Witchcaster, who has become her sole rivalry in the game, and the evil four dark fairies, who became her mysterious greatest arch nemesis and enemies, and also the dark mysterious warlocks as well. Despite that, Cassandra Light will go to extreme measures to protect those she loves, and she's willing to fight against the forces of evil in order to protecting the sacred magic universe, and the sacred magic universe, and the sacred magic dimension, and the sacred world, and the rest of humanity in the process, by stopping these dangerous threats and these foes and the forces of evil in the process. She's been given the greatest extraordinary ability of long gravity, and she's extremely immortal, very beautiful, very reluctant, and very persistent, and very loving. She views the universal heroes as great brothers and sisters, and the universal founders as great brothers and sisters, and she still totally sees the good in her own people, despite them becoming very ancient and very evil in their own unique way. Despite that, some of them are not willing to actually change their ways to becoming good. Rather than that, she was able to actually change some hearts within the Dark Sisters, making some of them to actually become good, rather than to actually making some of them to become actually bad. Regardless of that, she's very loving, very determined, very skilled in convergence, very skilled in light magic convergence, and in energy, and in all power. She's very 12 heavily headed intellect, and very, very intelligent, and very, very resourceful, unique, fierce, determined, loving, compassionate, very loyal to the Universal Heroes, and a member of the Universal Heroes, and very trustworthy of the Four Nation Hunters, and of the Intergalactic Coalition, and of the United Heroes as well, and a very good ally to the Intergalactic Coalition. And due to her knowledge and experience and her expertise in dark magic and in dark magic and in shadow energy, she was able to help the Universal Magic Heroes and Universal Magical understand the physiology of dark magic, and also with shadow energy's powers and its abilities, on how to not to let it to actually corrupt them, or rather for it to actually corrupt them, and using it for the greater, and using it for the greater resources, for the greater forces of greater evil than ever before. Regardless of that, guys, she's very resourceful, loving, compassionate, very determined, willing to protecting humanity and the rest of the sacred creatures of the sacred world with everything she has, regardless of that. Well, guys, that's it for today's episode. I'll actually see you tomorrow as well. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Stay safe, and may God bless you all. Totally grateful for your support, and for those of you who are actually subscribing and also liking to my entire channel as well, from TikTok and also from shorts and from long videos as well. Despite that, I'm very grateful for your support as well, guys. It truly means a lot to me as well. Have a blessed day. Stay safe and stay happy and stay true to yourself, and have a wonderful week. I will see you tomorrow as well. I won't be able to upload tomorrow's episode on Friday, but I will actually upload tomorrow's episode on Monday. So have a blessed, wonderful day and a very great week. I don't actually know if I'll actually see you tomorrow, but it will actually depend. But despite that, guys, have a blessed day and a very wonderful week. Take care and stay safe and stay happy. Love you, and goodbye.